The Citigroup board awarded you more than $24 million in compensation for 2018. According to the bank's 2019 proxy statement, the median compensation for employees at Citi was $49,766. As a result, Citigroup has the dubious distinction of having the largest discrepancy between CEO compensation and median employee salary of any of the institutions present here today, a remarkable 486-to-1 ratio. Does this ratio seem fair to you? I cannot hear you, please.
Congresswoman, I don't think that's fair to me to judge. I would say that I completely acknowledge that I'm very fortunate. I started at our firm 36.
No, I'm just asking that if it seems fair to you, the ratio of the amount of money that you are making compared to the 49,000 average employee is making.
My compensation is decided by our board and voted on by our shareholders every
Okay,
year.
so I understand you don't set your own salary. Few people do, but we do set salaries for the people who work underneath of us. So if you're not happy with the pay ratio at your firm, there are two ways to correct it, because believe me, it doesn't look good. Lower your salary or raise the salary of others. So let me ask you this question. If you were an employee and you saw your boss making $486 for every dollar you made, how would you feel about that situation?
I would be hopeful that there's opportunity to continue to advance within the firm.
Well, just unbelievable. And this is why people that live in a bubble or ivory towers cannot understand why there is so much anger out there, especially among students and millennials who graduate with a student debt in one hand and a diploma in the other. Mr. Dimon, last week in your annual letter to shareholders, you stated, and I quote, "Simply put, the social needs of far too many of our citizens are not being met." You also noted that, and I quote, "Income inequality is getting worse." However, in that same note to shareholders, you observed that congressional Republicans' tax cut helped raise your bank's profits by $3.7 billion last year alone. In fact, it has been estimated by the FDIC that major banks made an additional $28.8 billion in profit last year through the Republicans' tax cut. One reason so many financially struggling Americans, like those referenced in your note, view these cuts as unfair is that while the individual tax cuts expire, the majority of corporate tax cuts were made permanent. So I would like to ask you a simple yes or no question. Given your acknowledgement of worsening income inequality and given banks' record profits, would you, at minimum, support offsetting the corporate tax cut?
No.
Mr. Dimon, when working families see that their tax cut is set to expire, but your company's is made permanent and is posting a record $32.5 billion in a single year, as a result, can't you see why so many Americans find your income inequality comments disingenuous? Can you see why that position strains credibility?
Yes, but it's incorrect. The American government reduced tax rates on businesses to make America competitive. We had been sending trillions of dollars of capital overseas.
How can we make America, reclaiming my time, how can we make America competitive when there is a large number of young people that are graduating and they see no future?
This group pays all their employees quite well, including medical, retirement, minimum wages usually at $18, $37,000 a year or something like that. Competitive business will drive wages and jobs over time. What we do in the individual side is separate. So in that same letter, I supported expanding the earned income tax credit, to help people
I
who are
yield back
making
my
less
time.
money, et
Thank
cetera.
you. The gentlelady.